There is not a thing I hate more than wasted potential. I know I'm a bit late on this one, but I just recently got my hands on this game. My main reason to even try it is that I have a weak spot for these weeaboo katana switching games. Considering that I absolutely love Nile,
This is a piece of shit game. Anybody who likes this is fucking
Sekiro, and Tractor-Yomi, considering that it's not the best game. I came here with my hopes extremely high up, and oh boy did I not get disappointed. Ghost of Tsushima is a brilliant game that goes a long way to reinvent the genre and at the same time featuring amazing, unique and never seen before mechanics. You know how in these typical AAA open world games you have to go out of your way to climb a very high building to open a portion of your map? Well, Ghost of Tsushima does a very innovative twist on that. To do that, you have to actually go out of your way to explore different portions of your map on your own, using your horse or even bare feet. Additionally, you might have noticed that usually in these types of games you have most of your cutscenes made via automated animation, and this often ruins the immersion, slightly or sometimes entirely. But once again, Ghost of Tsushima takes one step forward, removing these cutscenes entirely. Instead, characters just stand and look at each other awkwardly with camera zoomed way back. Also, there is a common feature in these games that during the obligatory stealth sections, which every game absolutely needs, you can usually throw a rock to distract the enemy, but in this game you actually have to throw a wind chime to distract the enemy. God fucking damn it. Ghost of Tsushima is one of the most mediocre, soulless games I have ever played. The game is so fucking shallow, it doesn't invent anything new, copying the same formula that's already been copied, redone and remastered over and over again before, and when it does try to do something new, it would be better off if it didn't. Let's start with the story, just to get it out of the way quick. The story is boring. Not Assassin's Creed level boring, but still extremely boring. The characters are whole and are literally as predictable as they can get. Yeah, I think it's like her brother that betrayed her or something. I bet my left nut he will go insane because of all of this and probably become a killing machine or something. Yeah, I guess this Samuel girl is actually good and is just forced to kill these guys. This guy is funny. The main villain is literally a big fat Mongol that is just evil because he's evil. Our character is your typical Merisiu. He can do fucking everything everywhere all at once, and he's just a good guy. He has no personality at all. He's just there to solve every problem possible. Oh, what? Bandits are giving you trouble? Yeah, sure, I will look into that. Oh, what? Your cat is misbehaving and you want me to calm him down? I mean, sure, it's not like I have anything better to do. It's not like there is a war going on out there. I am all about them cats, man. Oh, your head hurts? Yeah, I think I have a friend who can help. Every single mission plays out the same. You go somewhere, find something, go after tracks that are always there, trail someone, or secure an outpost. Done, you beat the game. The only character that interested me at all is the funny Sakai guy.
Lord Sakai!
And he has only 3, count them, 3 side quests. And to compare, this boring fuck has 8. When it's time for an attack on the outpost, there is never a plan, never any preparations or stakes. They just come to a fort, survey it for 3 seconds and capture it in a minute, making up everything as they go. You also can't care less about every character you meet, because you know for sure that they will never die as they have their own side quests. Your guy always talks nonsense like, "We need more men," when it's clearly a lie.
It's not a fucking lie.
Constantly annoyed archer, grandma with anger issues, and your mommy girlfriend is more than enough to conquer not only Tsushima, but the whole Mongol Empire. And what irritates me the most is that the general idea behind the story is actually fine. To summarize it, during the Mongol invasion, one of the samurai that survives during an all-in attack decides to break the boundaries set by the samurai code to save his people no matter what. He crafts poisons, traps, starts to assassinate enemies from the back, evolving into a mindless killing machine, which really disappoints his father figure, because he really wants him to return to his samurai roots. Now, a bit of a subjective thing here, but I think the developers really missed out on the idea to make a honor system implemented. Instead of just making stealth an option, why not make it a bit interesting? Let's say if you go all shinobi style on them, your honor will drop significantly, and every time you face your opponents in an honorable duel, it goes up. This will create this feeling of uncertainty behind our guy, and make stealth tempting but punishing in the long way around. I think there could have been a lot of cool ideas Sucker Punch could have implemented, considering that they did have this exact system in their last major release, but honestly, why bother? Put literally zero effort into game design, copy the same fucking formula as before, it will sell millions anyway, why even try? Now, let's talk gameplay itself, and let's separate it into three parts: exploration, stealth, and fighting. Exploration is exactly what you would expect. A huge empty map filled with copy-pasted side missions, which are really a chore to do. The only fun one is a bamboo slice, and haiku feels really fun for the first 3 of about 30 times you do it. And seeing foxes in this game really makes me wish for a double barrel shotgun in my oral cavity. Please, for the love of God, not a fox, please not a fox, please not a fox, fuck! Stealth in this game is a joke. Enemies in this game are literally blind and deaf. You can't hide or carry corpses at all, you just go behind someone, press a button and watch an animation. Do this 40 more times and you got yourself an outpost secured. Not to mention, during story stealth sections, enemies are constantly facing against you, so you will literally have no need to use any brain cells to win. Just press the analog stick forward for half an hour and you win. Fighting is slashy and definitely the strongest part of this game. Parrying feels really satisfying. There are a lot of cool stuff you can do, but the enemies themselves are stupid.
We go again, boys. We go again, boys. We go again, boys.
So, a quick disclaimer here. I beat the game on both Lethal and Lethal Plus. And if you really want to play this game, God forbid you do, I suggest that you only play on this set difficulty. Because if it wasn't for the difficulty, I would have fell asleep while playing it. Not even kidding. So on Lethal, one mistake equals death, or close to it. And 99% of my deaths are not mistakes. Usually the way you die in this game is by getting arrowed with an archer from all the way across the map, and probably through the wall as well. Or by a guy swinging his sword all the way from China. The way fighting works in this game is that when an enemy attacks you, they do a Michael Jackson style slide towards you with an unblockable attack that you can't even fucking see on your screen. Every single time. I didn't know I was playing against Batman in one of his games.
The actual homing missile. The actual homing missile.
This really makes the range feel really awkward. You think the attack will miss, but instead the guy just teleports to you and nothing personal kills you into oblivion. The last thing I want to mention are the stances. Let's remember Nioh, the game had 3, arguably 4 stances, all of which had different attack patterns, combos and special moves, which varied from weapon to weapon by the way. And there are 5 of them. Each stance had pros and cons that allowed the player to be really flexible with their combat style. In this game you have 4 stances, and they are all created for a specific enemy type. That's it. You can try to use them on different enemies, but it is virtually useless, as they don't do any damage at all if you're using the wrong stance on the wrong enemy. I think that's it really. There's definitely another thing I'm forgetting here. Oh shit!
I'll try spinning, that's a good trick.
Left me no.
Wanna see me do it again? Wanna see me do it again?
Left me no.
Wanna see me do it again?
When I am thinking Kurosawa mode, samurai, katanas, I always think duels. Sekiro had them, arguably one of the best boss fights experiences ever. Nioh had them, a bit questionable at parts, but still solid. And now let's see Ghost of Tsushima boss fights.
You do what you need to survive. I kill in service of the Great Peace.
Oh no, what are these boss fights, man? I remember when the new God of War first came out, I was really disappointed in the amount of bosses the game had. They reskinned the troll guy like a trillion times over and over, which pissed me off a lot, but Ghost of Tsushima one-upped them. Be ready, boys and girls, this 60-hour-long game features a whole whooping 3 bosses, 100 times each. The only good boss of this whole fucking game is the first boss of the DLC, which a majority of people have not played. How do you make a game about samurais fighting each other and make literally the most important thing its worst aspect? Boss fights are awful. There are only 3 bosses as I said, which are Shield Dude, Sword Dude and Khotun Khan, who dies in 3 hits. Even the last boss of this piece of shit game is the same fucking boss as everyone else, being a Sword Dude. Which made me really upset, as the build up to the fight is amazing, it's even on the same level as Ishin vs Sekiro fight. What the fuck were they thinking? The fight itself is again horrible. The guy will spam unblockable attacks over and over until you kill him. Your fight will always go something like this. Unblockable attack, dodge, hit him 2 to 3 times, do it all over again. If you try to go on the offensive, the boss will create a magical ice string beneath its feet, slide backwards and one-shot you with an attack that you can't even dodge because you are still mid-animation. If you dare miss an attack, the same thing will happen. When you even attempt to do anything creative in this game, it will look at you like, what the fuck are you doing? This is not how you play the game. No memes in general, you buffoon. All of the bosses can be one-shotted without even trying the slightest bit if you have enough cheese wheels. The Shield Dude is literally a fucking joke. The guy has like 2 attacks and is just asking for you to beat his ass up. The bosses will have 2 exact same attacks, but one is blockable and one isn't. You can't tell them apart before the swing either, you just have to hope it's not the normal one every time. The camera placement in these fights is also awful. Your guy covers a half of your screen trying to achieve this cinematic view, but at the same time you are expected to deflect an attack that has like 3 frames of animation that you can't even see half of the time because of your guy's massive dump truck. Quick reminder, this game came 1 year later than Sekiro and 3 years later than Nioh. Oh guys, it looks like the Get Good alarm came off. Hold on guys, let me fix it real quick. Listen here you baka, I 100%ed this game. I beat both Lethal and Lethal Plus. Who is the loser here now? I am. I am the loser. The last thing I want to talk about is the visuals. The game looks amazing. I don't think there is a game that shows Japan and Japanese customs this stunning. But I said this in my Disco Elysium video, no matter how much pretty sauce you pour onto your game, it will never carry poorly executed gameplay. So this game has it all: half-assed stealth, cutscene jumping, bow shooting, bulletin board tier side quests, open worlds that serves no purpose, training missions, dialogue options which change nothing, side quests with no influence on the main plot, WoW hacks that every game has nowadays, and a really boring story as a cherry on the cake. The thing is, I really wanted to compare this game to Horizon, that is literally the same game but with robots, but the game one-upped me and added a direct reference to it. Sucker Punch is literally playing 4D chess right now, while I'm over here playing fucking Pachisi. But to the game's credit, online mode in this game is awesome, which surprised me a lot, to be honest. In my opinion, it's a lot better than the main game. Just this year alone, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 copies of the same game released and coming up. And I honestly can't wait for this game to die in a pit full of snakes.
What a thrill.
I think this game type really started way back in 2007 when the first Assassin's Creed game came out, and then it's just been a re-release over re-release over re-release ever since, with close to no improvements added over the years. Basically, what do I want to say with this video? Fuck Ubisoft, piece of shit company.